Hey everyone, welcome to Tuesday Team Tips. I'm Josh Hogenkamp. These quick videos are designed to help your team win. I'm really excited this week we're kicking off a breakdown of the 4 active generations in today's workforce. That's baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, and Gen Z. I really want to help you understand and really respect the different people on your team, the different generations that you work with. Maybe you'll learn something about yourself too, or maybe just your boss or the other people that you work with. I want to start off with the baby boomer generation, nicknamed the Me generation. They are 74 million people strong, and right now they're between the ages of 55 and 73, or the birth years of 1946 to 1964. They started to be born right after World War II. Families settled down and started having massive amounts of kids. And so the baby boomers were lucky to grow up of peak economic activity in the United States. The economy was fantastic. They were able to grow up in good jobs with pensions and cheap housing. It was really a good time for them. Some major events that shaped their lives as they were growing up. One was the Civil Rights Movement in the 50s and 60s. Anti-war protests started in the 60s also with the Vietnam War starting off in 65. Another thing that happened was this is the first generation who both mother and father as they grew up, were out of the home too, working. And so that was a big change for them. Other noteworthy events, JFK was assassinated in 63. Martin Luther King was assassinated in 68. Those were key points where people just remember where they were when they heard about that. Really shaped their generation. Also, baby boomers had the distinction of being the first TV generation. 1964, The Ed Sullivan Show, The Beatles, The Revolution hit the U.S. shores. 5 years later, they were able to watch Neil Armstrong take his first steps on the moon from their living rooms on their TVs. Just amazing events that shaped their life, along with Woodstock, which was all about social experimentation, free love, sexual freedom, and also just the free spirit nature. Okay, so those are some of the events. Here is some of who the boomers are. The boomers value personal growth and personal gratification. They see themselves as the star of the show. They're the rock and roll generation. They bought now and use credit. They're also the first divorce generation where divorce was starting to become accepted within our society. Also, boomers tend to be more optimistic and positive. And they're more positive about authority and tradition also, which I think we see in how they lead and how they want their organizations run. The boomers, even though they're getting up in age between 55 and 73, they're still the most influential generation. One is just because of how many people there were, 74 million people. They also control a large amount of capital within the U.S. Still to this day. Cheap housing prices, good jobs as they're growing up. They're also still influential in the political sphere. The average senator is 61 years old. The average congressman is 57. And the average Fortune 500 CEO, 57. So all those are baby boomers. Okay, so what does that look like for boomers at work? Loyalty is a huge issue for baby boomers. They think loyalty means hard work, being at your desk, long hours, grueling, and to earn your pay, earn your dues, pay your dues. And so obviously that's a big point of contention with younger generations, whether that's Gen X, millennials, or probably Gen Z too. Another survey says that 91% of millennials expect to be at a different job in 3 years. I see conflict happening over the loyalty question. Boomers also love to have conversations more in person rather than through technology. And boomers equate work and position with their self-worth, which is important because if they feel threatened, what they're threatening is not necessarily maybe their idea, but really it's their self-identity, their self-worth. They've been laboring at jobs for decades and want the congratulations, the position, the perks, the prestige of the work that they've done. So do you want to have a smoother relationship with the boomers that you work with? One is adapt to their leadership style. If they want to zig with them. You're going to be seen as easier to work with, and also they're going to feel valued. If you are responding to them and comforting them, they're going to feel like you're valuing their experience and who they are. Other things is try to mimic some of their communication. If they like to have face-to-face conversations, don't try and text them. Go have a conversation with them. Also, they love to see you having good eye contact in conversation and taking notes. They see those things as ways that you're paying attention. What if you're trying to hire a boomer? Talk to them about the impact, the legacy that you need them within your organization. Really, again, we're doing these videos to celebrate the differences among our generations without being critical. This is not the place for that. And we really want to strive to respect the other generations that we're working with. We're not always going to agree on everything. That's okay. But we can have respect for one another and really work together as a team. Hope you enjoyed this video about baby boomers. There's more coming up on Gen X and Millennials and Gen Z. And feel free to share this too. Bye-bye.